never told me, and he's going to talk to you about it. This picture on the front of the podium, I've never seen. It's the first day in 39 years I've ever seen this picture. Excuse me. He has held many things from his family because he knows of the tragedy that he went through. And he does not ever want to see his own kids to go through and live through. He went to Korea for one thing, and that was to fight for the freedom that I have, that you have. We've got exchange students here that know the type of freedom and realize the type of freedom that Americans take for granted. Great granted. A little bit of history about my dad. They've asked me to talk for about 5 minutes. I could talk for a month about my dad, never get tired. I love this man. I would give my life for him as he almost did for a country. He was born and raised in Hanston, Kansas, a small town of about 200 people, raised on a farm. From there, he went on and played college football and baseball, maybe even a little bit of basketball, and he's shorter than me. But he holds many records still at this Dodge City Junior College where he played and participated. He went to Fort Hays and then was called by his country to go to war, and he gave up scholarships and many different things to go fight for the freedoms that we have today. From there he came home and put these memories to bed. For the last month, he has not slept well because of the memories he has thought about, the friends he has lost. He holds these memories dear to his heart because he did lose some great friends. He went through some things that he does not talk about at all. But from there, just to cut the story a little shorter, we moved to Utah in '69. And for 26 years, he coached many players, many young men. And he feels that he is the father, second father, to over 20,000 young men in this valley. And I think they would feel the same way. Okay. He has given his life and dedicated his life to young people, just like you out there in the audience. I guess that's why I am where I am. I guess that's why I coach, because I want to be. Sorry. I want to be just like my father. And I guess in a way I am. The number one thing I felt that my father taught me as I was growing and still teaches me to this day is respect. Great respect. First for yourself, second for your family, and then third for this beautiful flag that flies over our country. He holds it dearly to his heart. I know I just made it very tough on him to come out here. My dad is a great man. A great, great man. And those of you who have grown up with him know this. I feel sorry for those young men that have lost the opportunity to have him as a mentor, as a full-time mentor, because they're missing out on a great thing. I'm going to ask him to come out now if he's ready and introduce you to my father.
Hey, hey, hey.
Like I said, a lot of young men out there know my dad, and he is the hey man. He has a great spirit for this Orem High School. He has given his life, like I say, now for 30 plus years to Orem High School, blue and gold. He loves Orem, and he takes it all the way. Whenever you see him at a football game, ask him to show you his socks. Those of you who played for him know what I'm talking about. This is my father, Lee Salmons. Please give him the respect he has earned.
Well, I don't know how to start this, really. So I'm going to give you the preamble. This is just my feeling of what I think that you fellas and girls and teachers and everybody, most of them already know. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. All three of the congressmen signed that. There was three that didn't want to sign it because it was democracy. It was signed September the 17th, 1787. A little bit about the wars and stuff that we've done to protect this flag. War of Spanish Succession, Polish Succession, Austrian Succession, Bavarian, Revolutionary War, Indian Wars, Civil War within our own boundaries of the United States, World War I, England and Germany, when Hitler was trying to do things that was crazy. World War II, 22 million died, 34 million were injured for that flag. Pearl Harbor, December the 7th of 41. Korean War, they call that a police action. Well, there was 35 to 38,000 of us died, probably twice that many injured. Vietnam War, I have a friend sitting right up there in the grandstand. He was there. His name is John Miner. He's Gary's cousin, the history teacher here at your high school. A very, very good friend, and I appreciate him coming today. And there was the Spanish-American War, the Boxer Rebellion, Philippine Insurrection, Mexican Border Campaign, Nicaraguan War Expeditions. I took the word freedom and put one little sentence or two with each one of them to try to make you guys understand what it is that freedom has cost us and what it's worth to you. Forefathers came from England to live the way they wanted to. They wanted to own their own properties, pay less taxes, which that doesn't happen no more. Religious freedom and own their own businesses to do what they want to do to make their own living so they can feed their family. That was it. Rights to be and do as you want, responsibly. As servicemen and women, we have done this for you. My daughter spent 11 and a half years in the Navy Marine Corps. She served on the USS Mercy in Kuwait. She took care of the prisoners and stuff that were on her boat in the ICU unit. I have a bunch of relations that also served in the stuff, in the places or whatever. Also have a brother that spent 4 years in their Air Force. He was in Germany most of the time. He's 21 years younger than I am. Each one of you have the right to participate in most anything you would like to do, as long as it's moral and legal. There is a large difference between them two statements. Everyone has been given the right to work where they would like to work or play and go to school. You need to have your schooling this is easy. You have to be ready to protect your land. Only when you're willing to volunteer for the armed services. Some volunteered, some were drafted. I was drafted. But I know a few of my classmates that were not anxious to get in uniform and serve their fellow men. When I left in 1951, Stacy said I went to Fort Hays State. I didn't. I went to Kansas State University for one semester. Played football there. But Dad ran out of money, so I had to come home. Hi, James. Mike. Funny that one. Stacy says, come out here and talk to him like I do the football teams. Well, that's the only way I'm going to be able to handle it, folks. My take on this is, if you aren't willing to protect your country, then you have no right to live in the greatest land in the world. We have allowed relatively open borders. That is, we have allowed many ethnic groups to come here and partake of our bounty harvest. A heartbreaking aspect of the new immigrants is their desire to live in their own communities, where they speak only their native tongues and practice native customs. When you consider the vision of the Pilgrims, founding fathers, they can live together, one nation under God, with liberty and freedom, speaking a common language, equally sharing in opportunities with personal responsibilities. For every liberty, there must be a personal commitment to see that our lives and liberties are protected. That brings to me to review the great ultimate sacrifice of my friends, classmates, and fellow soldiers in their attempt to protect and live in peace and free from the atrocities and suppression by communists. America is special. We know it is a land blessed above all other lands. Considers its resources belong. No other nation or continent has the variety and the volume of space to live in as free. It is special geographically, unlike many of the other nations on the globe. We are surrounded by water, which makes us less vulnerable to overly ambitious zealots. That's all of that part of it that I wanted to do. Now, they told you about my time in Korea. 22 years old, 1951, January 3rd, 4th, 5th, I don't know when it was, somewhere along there. 28 below zero, my dad fired up a 1935 Ford with he had to build a fire underneath of it to get the oil so I could get to Dodge City and get on the bus to go to the Army. The letter came and said, greetings and salutations. I'm going to take care of you for the next 2 years. Your Uncle Sam is going to feed you and clothe you. Going to teach you how to take care of yourself and us. I took 14 weeks of basic training in Camp Chaffee, Arkansas. The day we went in there, it was 14 below zero. The day we came out, it was 115 in the shade. There was no shade. It was right in a bus. They sent us from that point in time back to that 14 weeks. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about that basic training. They taught you how to kill people. Either that or die. I didn't want to die, so I stayed with it. That's a hard thing to do. After that 14 weeks, I went to artillery survey school. They told me to go out here and put it up. I took this artillery survey school and never ever seen one of those big guns fired. Had no idea where I was at. It was close to midnight with no moon, completely black. So I go out and I put my tent up all of a sudden I get to looking around a little bit, and I can see a red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light. Those were aiming stakes for these howitzers, 105 howitzers. The shells are 24 inches long, they're 6 inches around. They will fire correctly and within feet of what you want, 2.5 to 3 miles. I believe, I don't know if John Evans is here today or not, or right now anyway. He and I were talking about that. The shells weighed 37 pounds. And I was in this unit called 61st Field Artillery Battalion in the 1st Cavalry Division. I set this tent up. All of a sudden I hear this formation. They corked up 2 of them suckers, and I'm telling you what, they blew me right out of that tent because I had set my tent up in front of the concussion range of more than 105 howitzers. My ears bled for 3 days, my nose bled, I couldn't hear anything, basically couldn't see anything. I don't know how many miles I thought I ran, but I thought I had died that night. From that point on, what I did was forward observer for the 105 howitzers. I was in charge of 6 guns. We had 3 batteries, Baker and Charlie. We went on what they call night patrols. I ran 25 of those. I was the corpsman, meaning that there was 8 people fanned out on the backside of me. The only reason I was there is because they figured out that I could tell you when the 10th and 11th and 12th band was there that wasn't supposed to be there. So I deploy them people, and they will try to take care of it. Did that for about 25 times, I think. I don't know how many point men have passed away, but I was one of the fortunate ones to be able to come back tell you guys about this today. I've never told these stories before. Very hard to do. But Heartbreak Ridge took place before we got there, before August. Fort Chop Hill, I was on that hill. Where's Zach at? Yeah. You know which one the Fort Chop Hill was, Zach? Okay, put that up. I swam that Imogen River twice, 30 below zero, when it was ice and everything. That's Fort Chop Hill. See those trenches? Of course, there's nobody there right now, but one time we set up with 300 infantry people. Of course, I was in artillery, so I'm not an infantry man. But I was up there with them, and I directed fire missions out of our 6 weapons, called fire missions, to that hill, and many more of them. Those hills look a lot like Baldy does right up here, except it's got the trenches and stuff on it. To that one that's been burnt. I'm in that particular picture there. I remember the man taking the picture, but I don't know where I'm at. That's walking out across, getting to the next hill, through the rice paddies and stuff. We were sent one time with 300 infantrymen and our night crew. 6 of us came back. That's after napalm bomb fire. We had white phosphorus, we had napalm. John, back there, he put up with Agent Orange. And it's amazing. But There was the 6 of us that came back. I also was at the Chilson Reservoir. I swam the Amazon River twice. Lost my radios off, got my radios blown off my back twice. Never got a scratch. Always had a good protector with me. Swam the Yellow River. That's the boundaries between there and China. Moving down that somewhere else, I don't care where. That's a tank firing at night with their big cannons. Okay, this is what we spent 3 or 4 days doing after going to that hill. Bringing back the bodies. All for that flag right there. I went into the Korea on August the 3rd, and we left there on December the 30th in 1951. Picked up my sergeant's stripes for part of this duty. We spent the next year in Hokkaido, Japan, polishing our shoes, polishing our grass, playing baseball and football. I was on a division football team as well as a division baseball team. Came home. That's one of the guns. See the shell going into the breech? There's one of the shells here. It's probably 24, 26 inches long, weighs 37 pounds. Just to give you one time I call it one fire mission that I can remember. One round every 10 seconds out of each one of those guns for 36 hours, pounding them on them hills. And when they got done, the Chinese walked out and waved at us and said, "Hey, you didn't even hurt any of us." They were dug in so deep with their roots and stuff down below the mountain that you couldn't hurt them suckers. But when they got ready to come over the hills at you, there was like 10, 12, 15,000 at a time. And you could hear them scream for miles. And they wouldn't give up till they got what they wanted. From the 38th parallel, where I went in there at, they was designating that monument right there at the 38th parallel. That was about the day that I had come into Korea. And from there north, it's like 45, 50 miles, which is nothing today. You know, you can walk that far. Took us 5 months to get that 35 miles or whatever it was. There was times it took weeks to get 2 feet. And the loss of a lot of people. That's about all I want to say on that. I did get, when I got home from there, I was married February 18th, 1953. Like I say, I had a daughter that spent 11 years in the Navy Marine Corps. I raised 3 boys. This is back here, my baby boy. I got one in San Diego, and I got one in Phoenix, Arizona. It's been a good life. Been run hard and put away wet a lot of times. But I would just absolutely wouldn't have it any other way. It needs to be done. You need to protect your country. If you don't want to protect your country, I don't even want to talk to you. Thank you.